jump into both tops, ladies?
We can jump into both
I
tops.
know they want questions.
Yes.
I know that you were part of the board for Texas Fire and closing the gaps. I know there was something with achieving the dream.
Yes.
And just wanted to say that that's just an awesome project. I worked at South Texas College in McAllen with under kind of president and doing
Which is the newest community college district in the state.
and growing.
And growing, yeah.
And you know, closing the gap really signifies a big jump with Hispanics.
Right.
So I think, you know, closing the gaps is a base work, and thank you, you know, because achieving the dream really helps build that step for Hispanics.
Yes.
So we do see a lot of success.
I was, were you around then? I think that's when I met you.
The college district.
Yes, and also one of the trustee meetings, I think, when that South Texas was just forming, and we had some of the first trustees from that that community college district, and it's just made a huge difference because that whole the valley did not have opportunity for education. You had to leave the community, and you know how tough that is, especially in the Hispanic culture, to leave the family to go do education. So I think it's made a big difference. How many? I think they have like 25,000 students or more.
Yeah, right now, this past semester, it jumped from like 17 or 18,000 to 22 or
Yeah.
25,000.
Now that school did not exist 10 years ago.
No, or 15 years.
15 years.
15
Wow,
years.
I'm that old. I know that I had just gotten on the board.
It just
Yeah.
celebrated its 15th year anniversary.
Yeah, and brand new school. I mean, so that is an example, a great example of how you can expand the opportunity for students.
And they're branching out into rural areas, and we see that success.
They've
And
also
I'm
done
very
some.
proud to-
They've also done some very creative things down there. For example, Pan Am has done a partnership with Baylor that increases the number of Hispanics going to medical school. And what the program that they've done, and a few others have done it as well, is that you join a cohort group, and you're guaranteed that when you graduate from the university, a spot in the medical school at Baylor. You don't have to. I mean, you do have to take your MCAT and you have to score, but you don't have to interview. You don't have to do all the other rough stuff that it takes to get into medical school. As long as you maintain a certain GPA and take all the courses that are part of that school, Baylor, you have a spot at Baylor College of Medicine. I think that's a great way to get
Texas
more.
College paired up with Pan Am, so they can pair up with Baylor.
That's right.
So a high school graduate can graduate from South Texas College before they graduate from college with a 2-year degree, and then go straight into Pan Am, go
That's right.
straight to Baylor if they really wanted to.
Now, someone asked me the other day, I was having lunch with someone and said, do you really want someone to go out of high school and miss the first 2 years of college? And I said, well, you know, I think that depends on the individual. I think it depends on the kid. Because some are ready for it, especially if they've taken the opportunity to get those courses. And then there's going to be others that no, they do need to experience that first or second year. But don't scrap the program because you're worried about that. It's been so successful. Yeah,
It has.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, some schools really take advantage, and you know, those kids really take advantage of free ride for the
Yeah.
first 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, who's gonna pay for it if mom
Save
and
a
dad?
lot of money.
Yeah, if mom and
Yeah.
dad can't pay for it because they're taking care of, like you said, 8 kids.
That's right.
You know.
Lone Star College System also takes great advantage of that. I think I don't know what's the number of students now that are finishing up with a 2-year degree when they.
2-year degree?
Yeah.
Probably almost 2/3 of who end up starting.
Yeah.
So, because we've got a good mentoring program we
Right.
just started.
Right.
And of course, my program with my 15 students, and 15 students, 8 of them are Hispanic background this year, you know, and so I'm struggling to learn Spanish, so I can.
I love her
But
students in my office because we
Right.
need to have Spanish speakers in our
Right,
office. Yeah.
so that's why I sent them to your office, but, you know, and so I mentor them, you know,
Yes.
I mean, and I'm a second generation immigrant from the Anglo background too, so I know what the value of the education is, and, you know, and a product of the community college too, and, you know, so that's why I really try to encourage it, and you can do it, if I could do it, if somebody had told me 20 years ago I'd be doing what I'm doing, I would have thought, you're kidding, there's no way, you know, but here I am, I'm running a program
Yep.
in a community college, which I just love, and I keep trying, you know, and that's what I tell them, well, then go on and finish, and you can come back and teach for me.
That's right.
You know, and things like that, so.
Yeah, once you've been in practice for a long, long time, and we were just babies, by the way, then you were a baby and I was a baby when I treated you at the Minor Emergency Clinic, because I was 80. It was 1983, because that's when I started here, that we started. But one of the nice things when you've been living in a community so long is you see some examples of people who you've influenced.
Yes.
And you know, I have some students that started out at the office, at the front desk, who now are at national level for Cigna. For example, they just kept moving. And I know that she probably may not have had the opportunity had she not been exposed to a little bit of medicine.
Sure.
Early in her life when she was in high school. And so we all have the opportunity to help people, definitely.
Yeah.
Marvin, I have a question on academics. Are you gifted on the academic side? Are you a natural, or did you have to develop yourself? Did it take time to mentor and school? I mean, study skills as an example, time management.
Right.
Or did you already have it in you? It just wasn't applied out early enough. Motivation.
I'm so jealous of people who have a photographic memory and just you know, it's easy. I think high school was easy, but that was also a negative because it was easy. I didn't establish very good study habits, so that when I went to college, similar. I mean, I still didn't develop them as well as I should. So when I got to medical school, it was like hitting a brick wall. I mean, I suddenly, you know, for the first 6 months, I remember asking myself, do I really belong here? Should I be here? Because of volume of information, and it's all reading, of course, and learning how to portion your time and learning. And I think that probably have to work a little harder to get it. You know, of course, that example, when I first told that story about flunking the first year, I was so embarrassed, but people kept asking me to tell the story because there's so many kids in that same situation. They're not dumb, they're actually pretty bright, but life events just didn't allow them to achieve as good a grade, and they get discouraged, and they shouldn't get discouraged because you can always just start over. Yeah. So no, I think I had to work for it. But I think what I learned from my parents and then from everyone I've talked about is you just perseverance. You just keep at it and don't give up. And I think that's probably the biggest characteristic that I have is not that I'm naturally smart, but that I'll just keep going, you know, and enjoy doing it and have a fun time doing it.
Well, tell us about your program that you have with the Botox.
All right. We'll get into that. Well, you know, you can do wonders now to improve your appearance. It doesn't require plastic surgery. Let me rephrase that. We all can use just a little bit of help. I mean, nobody's perfect, and obviously you can't guarantee perfection with any procedure. But some of the results that you can get now, especially on face, as we age, gravity just pulls things down. It's not just the face, the whole body, but you see your face all day. And that effect is what gets most people that do plastic surgery of the face to go for it. It's the shallow cheeks when you used to have higher cheeks. This right here that I wish I could get rid of. The eye under the eyes, you know, that you look like you're tired all the time just because of the sagging there. And in the old days, you had to have surgery in order to improve that. Well, now with a combination of Botox and fillers like Juvederm and Radiesse, hyaluronic acid, you tell me about that, you can actually have significant improvement so that you can keep away from the knife for a long, long time, maybe never. And most of the procedures now that are done are non-invasive, or they're invasive because you have to use a needle, but they're non-surgical. Liposuction, which in the old days was a really